Hello there. My name is Murray. I'm with my co-host Corey, and we are the Real Guys. This is Siren Radio, and this is the Real Show with two E's. The music you just heard was Downtown by Petulia Clark, and we've got a packed show for you today. And we're your number one platform on the airwaves and YouTube for pop culture, film, and television discussion. As always, I'm accompanied by my co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good. We're on Instagram on The Real Show FM and on Twitter on The Real Show FM as well. And we're also available on Google, Apple and Spotify, Amazon Podcasts. Anywhere you get your podcasts, we're there. We do podcasts sometimes. Every week we do them. We take some content, we take some fun stuff, we give it a review, we give it a look at, we play some game segments, we do a variation here, Corey, don't we?
We do a little bit of everything.
We do. Very, very enthusiastic and very confident as well, I might say. But what's our topic for today's discussion?
Well, we are talking about TV shows from our year, the 2000s.
Yes, 2000 TV shows. Just to be specific,
yes.
We're talking about TV shows, live action TV shows. Sorry if you've got any animation, Corey, they're not going to be allowed. We're talking about live action TV shows, mostly American produced, from 2000 to 2010. We're talking drama series, we're talking thrillers, we're talking horror series, we're talking whatever. So television shows from 2000s to 2010, we said. So
yeah,
the series can go on for longer than 2010. I've got a couple of series that ended in like 2011, 2013. But
I've got some that I think are still going.
Really? Oh, interesting. Yeah. Even to this year, even to 2021.
Still going on.
But the first thing we're going to do is we're bringing back a very popular segment. It's Good Film, Bad Review.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
You can do a jingle again, is that what you're going to do?
I can do the jingle. It's Good Film, Bad Review. See? Still remember it. Excellent. But it's a little bit of a twist. Because I normally get my film reviews off Letterboxd, and you can't actually review television shows on Letterboxd, I've turned to Google reviews.
Nice.
Which I tell you are much worse, let's say. Are much worse. Are you ready to get in? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 here for you actually today, but some of them are briefer than others.
Oh, very nice.
Are you ready to begin with a Good Film, Bad Review?
I am indeed.
Right, let's kick it off. This is a 1-star review for a 2000s TV show, okay? This is from Google user Droid17Sing. Shout out to you, Droid17Sing, okay?
Okay.
Wanted to watch this after the high ratings, but got very disappointed. Watched till the 9th episode, season 1, but no action at all, and it looked like they are playing the same episode over and over again, with the same plot, same cops trying to catch street dealers. This series is nowhere close to Breaking Bad or Sopranos. Is it? Is that review of A, 24, B, The Wire, or C, Dexter?
Okay, so
Lots to unpack there.
I know all of the shows, which is helpful. I know Dexter more than any of them. Granted, not seen any of them, which is very helpful.
Yes.
So this is going to be a bit of a guess. It's like on the chase, where you just got to pick one.
Yeah. Okay.
Just got to put your fingers down and just pick one.
Right.
24, Wire, Dexter. I don't think it will be Dexter. I feel like Dexter's a bit... It's got other stuff going on. It's not as coppy as the other ones.
No, there's no cops. There are cops in 24 and The Wire, though.
Yeah. I mean, 24, I don't know much about. The Wire I know of, and I know it's a kind of, very policey sort of thing. The Wire also has a better... Actually, does it have a better name or 24? No, The Wire's got a better name.
But 24 is like 24 hours. It's Keith Sutherland. He's trying to solve crimes in 24 hours.
Yeah, I mean, but The Wire, you can say it. Cool.
Are you going for purely on name again?
I don't know. I might do, but then I'm also like, I
24.
But then 24. If the plot of a show is 24 hours to solve a thing, that would make sense if it's repetitive, because it would essentially be the same thing every single time.
It would be.
24. Actually, you can say 24 pretty coolly as well.
Yeah.
24. Go 24. I'll be 24 in 3 years.
That in? Final answer?
Yeah, lock it in. Jush.
Okay, 24, and you're incorrect.
Is it The Wire?
It's The Wire, yes.
Okay.
It was The Wire. So it's the same cops trying to catch the same street dealers, apparently.
Okay, fair. I've not seen it. I can't comment. He might be correct.
Maybe user Droid 17 Sing is correct. Right. The next review is a 1-star review as well.
Yeah.
These are all 1-star, by the way. 1-star review. This is from user Lizzie Swanson. Shout out to you, Lizzie Swanson,
Hello, Lizzie
wherever you
Swanson.
are. Lizzie Swanson. Such a weird show. Absolutely no character development. You have no one to root for. Every single character is so self-absorbed it actually makes it unwatchable. Between the weirdness of the two cousins getting together and how one character is literally getting with a woman who reminds him of his own mother, this show is just downright bad.
Is this Game of Thrones? Is that an option?
It's not an option.
Damn it.
Your options are A, Arrested Development,
Right.
B, The Office, or C, Modern Family.
Okay, weirdly, I did have The Office in my head, but
Okay.
I've not seen it in a while, and I can't remember cousins getting together. Saying that, it wouldn't surprise me. It's for sure that could happen.
Yes.
None of it is like Game of Thrones, which is unfortunate. I really thought I had it there. I got it. I know what it is. Modern Family, possibly. Maybe. I'm just going to have to spitball again.
Right,
Office,
okay.
Modern Family. I'm ignoring the other one. Because I don't really know.
Arrested Development.
I don't really know what it is, so I'm
Right,
kind of
okay.
ignoring it.
I'll tell you, it's another like US comedy show. You know what it's like. The
Great.
rest is a sitcom. It's like The Office and Modern Family, effectively.
Lovely. I can see why you picked it then to put it in with the three.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flip a card.
Flip a card again. You've resorted to sort of using objects around you to determine what answer you're going to go with.
It's the best way of doing it.
Right. Okay.
If it lands with the sheep head, it's a yes. And it's a yes, it's The Office. It's not The Office, it's Modern Family.
Modern Family. You're going to go for Modern Family.
I am.
You're going to go option C. Locking that in. Final answer.
Correct. Yes.
Right. And once again, Corey, you're wrong.
Damn it.
You're incorrect. It was in fact Arrested Development.
Oh, okay, at least it's the one I was ignoring this time.
Yeah. At least you didn't mention it for a bit and then go on to something else.
Fair
No, it was
enough.
Arrested Development. I've never seen it, so I wouldn't
never,
really know.
never seen it. Never really even heard about it much, to be honest.
I know a bit about it, but not too much. It sort of blends in with those other shows like Parks and Rec and
Yeah.
The Office kind of thing. Those American sort of sitcoms where there's a group of people, that kind of thing. Right. This is another 1-star review on Google. I have 4 reviews here.
Oh.
They're all 1-star, but they're all. Let me tell you, it gets worse from here. Okay.
Oh God. Okay.
It gets more ununderstandable. It gets more incomprehensible from here. All right. Those two were pretty decent
Yeah.
in terms of understanding it a bit, but these are let me just read them. Okay. This is a 1-star review of an American TV show, of a 2000 TV show. This is from user Chatto Page. Quite possibly, literally, the worst television show ever made. This review is from user Christy Alexandra. Bad, boring, watch anime. My Hero Academia, Food Wars, Hunter x Hunter. All right.
Okay.
This is from user Carlia Shaw. It is the most aggravating TV show ever.
Nice.
And this is the best one. This is from user Semora Gambrel. Shout out to you, Semora Gambrel. Hant some are good, one is.
Okay.
Would you like to hear any of those again?
I have a clear picture of what kind of show it might be.
Is it? Are those reviews for A, The Practice, B, Malcolm in the Middle, or C, House MD?
Okay, part of me was kind of expecting you to mention Supernatural, but okay.
Right, okay. I'm surprised Supernatural's not actually shown up here yet.
For no other reason other than you mentioned one handsome and 2. I thought that made sense for Supernatural, yeah.
Yeah. I get that.
What are the options again?
The options are A, The Practice,
Okay.
B, Malcolm in the Middle,
Yeah.
or C, House MD.
Right, I know House.
Yeah.
Or at least I've seen pictures of House.
Mm-hmm.
I know. For Practice, is that like a?
It's another medical show.
Yeah, and then I know Malcolm in the Middle, only because I know the actor. Can't remember Malcolm in the Middle.
Bryan Cranston is.
Yeah, he can't remember it
Malcolm in the Middle.
because he got amnesia or something. He can't remember what happened.
How? Yeah.
You see, weirdly, there's a lot of anime references in the first review. And I'm
The
like,
second review, actually. It's
yeah,
the
sorry.
first review from user Chatto Page is quite possibly literally the worst television show ever made.
I'm trying to think of like, okay, what's similar? I don't know. Handsome? Any of them
No. It's
particularly?
not the word handsome. It's the word hant followed by the word some.
Because yeah, see, I took that as them trying to spell handsome
Oh
and
right,
couldn't
okay. They're
spell
trying
it.
to spell handsome and not getting
Yeah.
it right. It's handsome are good one is,
I mean, I get okay.
which reads like a haiku. It reads like a
It does.
haiku, doesn't it?
I mean, Malcolm in the Middle was younger. Potentially, some people might find him somewhat attractive. Malcolm in the Middle, and also it's the second option. I don't know if you
Okay.
did that on purpose.
All right. Are you locking it in?
I am.
Option B, Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes.
And you're incorrect again.
Damn it.
You were wrong.
Did you do that on purpose? Did you put it in the middle?
No, not really. But I just kind of I try to vary up where the answers are so you can't get a pattern. There's no
Okay.
pattern to detect. It's House, MD.
Okay, fair.
Hugh Laurie. No Hugh Laurie fans over here.
I like Hugh Laurie.
Oh yeah, me too. Right. This next one, it's another 1-star review. This is from user Gail Van Meter. Shout out to you, Gail Van Meter.
Nice.
This is a trip, all right? I'm going to warn you. This is a bit of a trip, this one. I don't like you old criminal friends hanging around burn with civil court cases thinking 206 as you kids read out loud and you cannot claim injury with the stolen x-rays of mine to get you attention like you old criminal friend wanted them to.
Sure.
Would you like to hear that again?
Yes, please.
Take a breath there. I don't like you old criminal friends hanging around burn with civil court cases thinking 206 as you kids read out loud and you cannot claim injury with stolen x-rays of mine to get you attention you old criminal friend Ed wanted them to.
Sure.
There's no punctuation in there whatsoever, all right? And it reads like some I don't even know how to dissect that myself when I'm looking at the screen with it written on it.
Yeah.
Your options are A, Lost, B, Deadwood, C, Breaking Bad.
Right.
Do you want to even attempt to try and dissect that review?
I mean, I could try. What?
I stand you into silence.
Not stunned, just confused.
Okay.
I've been confused into silence.
Yes.
Breaking
Try and
Bad.
read it with a bit more. I'll try to imply this punctuation.
Okay.
All right. I don't like you, old criminal friends hanging around burn with civil court cases, thinking 206 is you kids. Read out loud, and you kid cannot claim injury with stolen x-rays of mine to get you attention like you old criminal free-ind wanted them to. They misspell friend, by the way.
Right.
Is there any clue at all to what this could be?
No.
No.
So
This is real, by the way. You can look this up.
I've
this
not
really
seen
exists.
much Breaking Bad. I've
No.
also not seen any of Lost.
Okay.
And so I'm kind. And what's the other option again?
The final is Deadwood. Your B option is
I
Deadwood.
don't even know what Deadwood is.
Okay, it's got Ian McShane in it. I watched a bit of it. It's a show about. It's got Ian McShane and Timothy Olyphant in it. It's a show about the Wild West.
Okay.
If that
Part of me's
interests you.
thinking if you were going to fake an injury, I don't think faking one in Lost would be very helpful because you're on an island and getting X-rays might be a bit difficult. Breaking
Yeah.
Bad seems more like a more reasonable thing. Plus,
Okay.
I know that Saul is in Breaking Bad and he's kind of like a lawyer sort of character.
Right. Okay.
So maybe
old criminal friends, maybe.
Yes,
Maybe.
and maybe he's getting an X-ray to try and get money or something. So I'm going to go Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Okay, your option is C. Breaking Bad,
Yes.
and you're incorrect.
For God's sake.
It's Lost.
Why is X-rays in Lost?
I think they're possibly talking about. I think old criminal friends might be like Sawyer and Kate from Lost are both criminals,
Right.
and they're main characters. And civil court case. Kate is in a civil court case in like season 3, I think, or something.
Okay.
In the future, when they have the flash forwards, spoilers, and stolen X-rays. Like Ben has stolen X-rays.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what that. I really. This is like the ravings of a madman, Corey. This review looks like and is the ravings of a madman. So, but some would say the writing of Lost is the ravings of a madman. Hey,
True.
got you there. Right. No, Breaking Bad was made more sense.
Yes.
But it is a review for Lost. Right. Your final good film bad review.
Great.
Are you ready?
Sure. Hit me.
This is a 1-star review. This is from user Alexis Hagens. Shout out to you, Alexis Hagens. Poor with... Sorry, I'm laughing already. This isn't a good start, okay? You know it's not a good start when I'm... Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, don't corpse, Murray. Murray's been caught corpsing. Poor with a timely manner service. First visit, waited in line outside and left before being able to go in because of how long it took. Slowest dispensary I've been to in California.
Right, okay.
I think they intended to review something else.
Yeah.
I think they intended to put their Google review on something else other than a 2000s television show. And your options are A, The Sopranos, B,
Okay.
Firefly, C, Mad Men.
Right. Thankfully, I know all of them.
Good. Okay.
What?
Since I'm a bit composed, I'll read it to you again before laughing.
Yes, that'd be helpful.
Poor with a timely manner service. First visited, waited in line outside and left before being able to go in because of how long it took.
Mm-hmm.
Slowest dispensary I've been to in California.
Okay.
Is there anything you can garner off that?
Not really. I know, right, okay, so Sopranos is from what I'm aware, kind of like a almost gangstery sort of thing.
Yes.
I think. What are the other two options?
Your option B is Firefly, your option
Yep.
C is Mad Men.
Right, Firefly is a science fiction kind of... It had one season, everyone got mad because it got cancelled.
Yes.
That's what I know about Firefly. And Mad Men I kind of know, but don't at the same time. I mean, to be fair, I don't know why I'm trying to break down the review. There's nothing I can go off here.
Yeah.
So
California, maybe. I think that's the only...
Yeah, I mean, weirdly, when you said that, my first instinct was Sopranos, but then obviously Chicago's more of a gangster city. Sopranos, why not?
Sopranos.
Why not? Go on a limb.
And you've got the clean sweep, Corey. The clean sweep of losing because you're incorrect.
What was it?
It was Mad Men.
Okay, I wouldn't have gone for Mad Men. It was that or...
Yeah. Well, hey,
Yeah.
you've got the clean sweep of getting all of them wrong.
It's fine, because also, weirdly, none of these are on my top fives, which is great.
Oh, really?
I was really hoping that, like, you wouldn't have picked a top 5 of mine and I would have got it wrong.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Well, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
So, speaking of your top 5, now that we've concluded Corey's disastrous performance in Good Film Bad Review, let's see if we can save some face with some good picks for his top 5 2000s TV shows. We both have a top 5.
We
do
do
we not?
indeed.
So, I think I'll let you go first. Do you want to go from... We'll start number 5. So,
Yeah.
you're number 5. Give me a semblance.
Okay, so my number 5, I think it's still... No, it's not going. It finished 6 years ago, but started in 2003.
Okay.
So it counts, and even went through a main cast change, and is still somewhat decent. I'm talking about, for number 5, 2.5 Men.
No.
I like some 2.5 Men.
A comedy.
Exactly. I like me some 2.5 Men.
I don't have any comedies on my list.
You'll realise with my list, and so I think it's different to yours. A lot of mine, when I was growing up in the 2000s, all I watched was mainly animation, and
Right.
and when I got older, I've never gone back to go, oh, let's take an amazing TV show from the 2000s and rewatch it. So a lot of mine are what I've caught up on every now and then currently, or what I watched when I was younger. So that's why I think ours are going to be different.
Okay, well, you've got 2.5 Men. Give me a little brief rundown.
I mean, okay, right. There's a guy who's called Alan Harper, moves in with his brother.
Yes.
His brother is rich, loaded, has a massive house, They move in together, and essentially, there's also a kid and Bertha.
Yeah, that's the half man.
Yes, he's the half man, and then there's Bertha, who's like their maid, assistant. I don't know what you call her.
Yeah,
Essentially,
yeah.
it's just there's one guy who's rich and gets sort of women. There's one guy who's lonely, and eventually Charlie leaves for well, he dies in the TV show. You can look at why he left in actual reasons if you want, and he gets replaced. And you know what? Most times, right, whenever you get a TV show and the main person gets replaced, because he's one of the two men.
Mm-hmm.
Ashton Kutcher does a very good job.
Yes.
Very good job. He buys the house, so he's now the rich person who owns the house and lets Anne stay. And it's very good for the seasons he continued after without him. I like it. It's comedy. It's one of the things where you can sit down, a random episode can come on, and you can leave it on because you don't really need to know what happened in the other ones.
Yes, yes.
And I quite like that. It's just good to like sit down, put it in the background, nice bit of comedy.
Mm-hmm. Well, my number 5, you mentioned it before, actually. You've mentioned it before.
Oh, okay.
And it's one I've only gotten into this recently, so that's why it's at number 5. If it gets better as I keep watching it, it'll go up.
Makes sense.
I've seen all of these, by the way. I've seen all of these shows that are on my top 5.
I would hope so.
And my number 5 is Supernatural.
Okay, I mentioned it earlier.
You did mention it earlier.
Yeah.
We've got it's Sam and Dean Winchester.
It is.
The Winchester brothers, Crowley. You know, it's a supernatural world, demons and monsters and Lucifer and all that. It's two brothers, Sam and Dean. They're following in their father's footsteps. Supernatural hunters, fighting the evil supernatural beings. Monsters, demons, demigods roaming the earth. They're hunting them down. They're taking them out. And all the sort of horrors and troubles that come along with that. It started in 2005. Sorry, a little bit of history first.
Yes.
It started in 2005. There's 15 seasons.
Yeah, it ended like a year ago.
Yes, it
did.
It
just ended.
The final episode date was 19th of November 2020.
Yeah.
So it did just end. The people who are catching up with it, I'm just getting started. The first episode was 13th of September 2005.
Mm.
If it gets better, maybe if we ever do 2000 shows again, it'll be higher on the list.
Yeah.
But as I've just started watching it, it's currently sitting at my number 5.
That makes sense.
Okay. Also, very good at the start. First season, very entertaining. Right. Your number 4.
My number 4. It is. It's not a comedy, but it's in a similar vein to Two and a Half Men, where you can kind of sit down, watch a random episode, and you'll be fine. My number 4 is NCIS.
Okay. I thought an NCIS CSI would show up somewhere.
I'm a big fan of my like cop detective-y sort of like whodunit stuff.
Yeah.
This CSI's good, Murder She Wrote, anything like that. Trouble in Paradise, anything of that regard. However, NCIS is my favourite by far. So I picked NCIS. This is kind of that whole genre, but NCIS is the one on front. It's really good. The characters are good, the stories are good. Like I said again, you can watch any episode and you don't really need to know what happens.
Yeah.
Gib is fantastic, and the other characters are really good. It's the iconic sort of like you'll know the meme or the memes from the show anyway.
Yes, I think I do know what it's referring to.
But it's just good. It's just good to sit down and watch it. I love a whodunit because you can sit there for half an hour trying to guess who it is and try and piece it together yourself. And most of the time, you're always wrong.
Yes.
But it's fun, especially if you've got people around, because everyone picks someone different, has a different reason.
Really? Did you enjoy group watching of NCIS?
Yeah, because you can sit there and you go like, oh, I think it's that guy. But someone goes, no, I think it's that woman for this reason. And you kind of all pick different people and you kind of debate together which is the one who like is actually the murderer or the kidnapper.
Fan of the spin-offs?
I've seen a couple of them. I watch them. If they're on TV, I'll watch them. But
like NCIS Los Angeles, NCIS
yeah,
New
exactly.
Orleans.
It's like if they're on, I would watch them, and they're still good. But I prefer the main course.
Show.
You know,
the main NCIS.
Exactly.
For my number 4, it's another sort of cop show as well. This is a show I've seen all of, by the way.
Nice.
And this show is Numbers.
Numbers.
From 2005, or as it's spelled, it's got a 3 in there as well. They spell it NUMB3RS. Get it because it's got a number in it.
Oh yeah, I thought I mentioned NCIS is also 2003.
Oh right, this is 2005.
Oh, okay.
This,
So both our 5 and 4s are the same decade, same year.
yeah. This is 2005, and this is about an FBI agent. He recruits his brother, who's a mathematical genius, to
Okay.
help the FBI solve a wide range of challenging crimes that involve like mathematics and science.
I think I've seen a couple episodes of this.
Yes, we've got Judd Hirsch in it.
Yeah.
Rob Morrow. We got. It's pretty good. It only had 6 seasons, as I said.
Mm-hmm.
118 episodes, and it's set in LA, Los Angeles, because all the good crime shows are. You know what I
Pretty
mean?
much.
Because Los Angeles is like the center of crime, of crime, of Hollywood crime.
It's where all the crime happens.
Exactly. Again, I've watched all these episodes. I was on a high with a show that is not on this list actually.
Right.
Because I don't think it came out. I don't think it came out in the 2000s.
Yeah.
But I was interested in it. It came out in 2011, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
I was interested in a show called Person of Interest, which I may end up mentioning on on the Real Show at some point. Person of Interest came out in 2011, so it wouldn't qualify for this list. But I was heavily influenced by the sort of tone of Person of Interest, which led me on to the tone of Numbers, which is very much the same. Of solving crime, not with like a gun and some handcuffs, but solving crime with your mind.
Yeah.
Like using algorithms and using aquatic equations and stuff. Aquatic equations.
Yeah.
Quadratic equations.
There you go.
And stuff like that to solve a crime, and I was very interested in that. So that's what led me to Numbers from Person of Interest, which again is another great show. So I may end up mentioning that at some point on the Real Show as well.
Well, that's always helpful.
Yeah, that is Numbers, and that is my number 4.
Okay. It's my number 3.
Yes.
I'm carrying it on with the 2003 train. This wasn't intentional. It just so happens that most of my shows I watch are from 2003 apparently.
Right. Well, I'm just going to say something now.
Yeah.
But my next show is also from 2005.
Great.
So you've got 2003, I've got 2005. That's the.
That's our favourite year for TV shows apparently.
Right, go on then.
I'm going with Mythbusters.
Wow.
A bit out there, a little bit. Again, you'll notice a lot of my shows you can just watch any episode and it's fine.
You can, yeah. I've gone for the linear narrative shows, your crime shows, and you've gone for sort of any episode you pop on and you'll be all right.
That inflects our TV watching stuff. I literally just pop on TV and it's whatever's on, I watch it. So it's very good if I can watch any episode, not need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
But Mythbusters, I love it because I just love people going, right, this is a thing that people say, or like this is something from a film. Can it happen? Is it possible to do this? Can you survive this? Or whatever. And they break it down into believable, not like science stuff. They break it down in normal words and layman's terms. And they show you how it works. They blow stuff up. They have a hand that moves really fast and can slap people or whatever. And
yeah,
it's just fun. It's just fun, nerdy, sciencey stuff.
I remember they did one from Breaking Bad. I remember.
They did one for Breaking Bad. They did one from Indiana Jones, where it's like if you fall through like the like roofs, the like carpet wool roofs, if you can fall through them and it'll break your fall. It doesn't. I don't think. But I believe they did Titanic, and if if he could have survived.
Yeah.
I believe he could have if they put like a life vest underneath the door.
Right.
I think.
Okay.
But it's just good. It's just good. It's just good stuff. Can you do this? Is this a thing? Here's the answer, and it's fun.
Yeah, it is.
It's good fun. Also, one of them is now Adam Savage is doing his own stuff on YouTube where he makes cosplay stuff and he also tests stuff, and I quite enjoy that as well.
Fun, yeah. I do it actually. Mythbusters is.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's one of the ones that I have seen. I don't know much about 2.5 Men or NCIS or whatever. Mythbusters I have seen. I do enjoy.
Everyone
knows on the regular.
Mythbusters. Everyone knows it. Adam Savage is great. Jamie Hyneman, I believe is his name, is fantastic.
Yeah.
The other 3, one's called Corey because it's my name. One's called Grant. R.I.P. to him. He passed away 2 years ago, I think.
Passed away, yeah.
And I can't remember the female. Is it Casey? That might be the female's name. I might be getting that wrong. I do actually have the Google up on me.
Okay, it may have been Casey. I'm not sure. Like the guys like do the research or whatever.
Carrie.
There we go.
Got it. It's just good. It's just good.
Yeah. Now, my number 3 comes from 2005, and it's a bit of a short-lived show. It only ran for 13 episodes.
Okay.
And I thought I'd get one. I thought I'd get one that didn't run for very long, but I think is still good. From 2005 to 2006, I'm talking about The Inside. Is a show.
Don't think I'm familiar with this.
Yes, no, you might not be familiar with The Inside. This came off a show which couldn't be on this list because it didn't come out in the 2000s. This came off a show I enjoyed very much called Hannibal.
Oh,
with
nice.
Mads Mikkelsen and retelling of the Hannibal Lecter books.
Good choice.
This was sort of similar to that premise by focusing on an FBI profiler. Instead of Will Graham, it was focused on a woman, a girl called. Instead, it was focused on a woman who had a very traumatic past, Rebecca Locke, who was then brought back into the FBI and used because she had developed like a psychic skill for understanding criminals.
Yeah.
So she was brought back by a special agent in the FBI to help as well. Dealt with setting out these crimes, and very often the crimes will be very complex. They'll be probably involve a criminal who's got very grey motivations, shady motivations. There's one episode that I enjoy that has an actor that's in Lost as well.
Nice.
And then yes, Lost will be on this list at some point. And he's actually killing. The criminal is killing other criminals.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, do I want to? And he's like wants to help. He wants to help the FBI, but he's like killing criminals. So like, oh, you're doing it the wrong way, and I have to kind of understand you, and like, oh, it's like, oh, I could have been you, or you could have been me, argument type thing as well. They've got the sort of similar skills. I think that's very interesting. But yeah, it only ran for 13 episodes. It aired on Fox in the US and ran from June 8th to August 13th, 2006, 2005. So yeah, and I enjoyed it very much actually when I watched it. It was created by Tim Minear and Howard Gordon, who have created quite a few sort of crime dramas for US serial TV shows, stuff like X-Files and things like that. They've been involved in. So yeah, I thought it was a good watch, especially coming off of Hannibal, which I enjoyed greatly. I think anyone who sort of liked Hannibal would also like The Inside as well, and it's a short watch, so.
That makes sense.
Shame it never got a second season. That's all I can say.
That's fair.
Now, your number 2.
Yes. So my number 2 is the only somewhat linear option on mine. It also comes with a caveat of it did start in 2005, but it also technically started before. I'm talking about Doctor Who.
Oh,
right. So technically, it came back, restarted 2005.
You're talking about the Russell T Davies, Christopher Eccleston Doctor Who.
Yes, and then David Tennant, who was also in the 2000s.
Yes.
I've not really seen Classic Who anyway, but if we're talking New Who, that's number 2. Like I said, it's somewhat linear. You kind of have to keep up with it, but you also don't know at the same time.
Yeah.
As long as you know who the Doctor is currently and who the companions are, you can jump in and out.
Yeah.
Other than that, you don't really need to know what's going on.
Semi-linear.
Exactly. But I just like it. It's fun. It's sci-fi. I like the fact that the character changes. The main character changes every 3 years-ish. You get someone new. I like that. Like I mentioned in a real show, I own a Fez, I own a Sonic Screwdriver, which should be somewhat obvious. It's just good. I like sci-fi, and it's one of the only sci-fi shows that, because it's not linear, I can sit and watch. Like Star Trek, I've not got into because there's just so much Star Trek. It's like I don't know where to start. At least with Doctor Who, I can go right. Okay, I'll watch last week's episode or episode from 2 years ago, and it's fine. It's fine, but it's good. It's enjoyable. Matt Smith's my favourite. I'm going to point that out. But,
yeah.
But it's good. Most people would have seen it. Or it's not really a surprise, but it's good.
Yeah, I thought, I was hoping somewhere that like a Doctor Who or some kind of long-running serial would pop up in our top 5. Now,
I'm glad you mentioned Supernatural.
Yeah, I count Supernatural in that as well. These next 2 shows invented the mold for the long-running American drama, thriller, TV show, the weekly format kind of thing. This is my number 2. It's nothing else. It's Breaking Bad.
Okay, that doesn't.
It's got to be on here.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Walter White, Jesse Pinkman, Gus Fring, these iconic characters that have come
Yeah.
for Hank Schrader, these iconic characters that have come from Breaking Bad. All the memes, all the culture, all the pop culture semblance that Breaking Bad has taken, the work of Vince Gilligan throughout the years, throughout its 5 seasons, and Better Call Saul now, which is on its 6th season.
Yeah, I know.
It spawned prequel show. It spawned a film, El Camino, which I do hope to review one day on this, on the real show. I do hope to review Breaking Bad at one point, because I know you've not watched it.
I've not watched all of it.
I'd like to review that one day as well. We spent, me and my mum, bless her, spent about 3-4 months watching through the entire show. I think it was on like a school holiday or something like that. We had time, like, the Christmas, summer holidays, whatever. We're like, right, we're going to hunker down, we're going to watch Breaking Bad. Because we're both big fans of Bryan Cranston. So we decided to give that a watch. It was all the way worth it. It was every single event, the ending cliffhanger, the character development throughout the series, raising the stakes from season 1 to season 2 to season 3 to season 4. It invented everything. It Breaking Bad, and especially my number 1 pick show, wrote the book on this kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And developed the book, and the book's a bestseller. So it's the best thing, it's the best compliment I can give it is to give it my number 2 spot. My number 1 spot, though, it's reserved for something very special. So what is your number 1?
My number 1, the top of my favourite 2000s TV shows. Well, it's 2006. It's the latest of my TV shows, moving up in the world.
Paint the picture for me.
Well, it's only 4 seasons.
Okay.
Don't even think it's that many episodes per season. It's short when it comes to all the other TV shows. Also, not linear. Surprise, surprise. Well, technically, it helps if you do, but it isn't. I'm going comedy again.
Yes.
Because we all know about comedy. I just like comedy TV shows, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about a fantastic cast. Richard Ayoade. Should give it away straight away.
Oh, yeah, bang.
Chris O'Dowd.
Oh, nice.
Matt Berry.
Yep.
All other greats. Catherine Parkinson is fantastic in this. I'm obviously talking about IT Crowd.
Oh,
which is fantastic.
There we go. Bring it home.
It's fantastic.
It home,
right. Classic. First off, I will say this. British comedy TV shows trump American comedy TV shows. First off. I'm going to put that out there. Second of all, because this did actually get an American version, and it was awful.
It was awful. I think they played on that in the British version in some way. Or...
I think so. This actually, I think, also got like a German version and other stuff, weirdly, but...
Yeah.
It's just good. It's just British comedy. I could watch any amount of this, and I wouldn't get bored. I've seen...
It's IT Crowd, Black Books, Peep Show, everything that's...
Like, I can't comment how many times I've seen different episodes of this. I quote it all the time.
You do?
It's... I know so much about it.
Did you hear that? Did you see that ludicrous display last night?
I still know the phone number from the ambulance.
Can you give me the phone number?
It's 0118 999 88199 9119 725 3. That's ingrained in my memory.
That's absolutely amazing.
It's this. I just love this show. It's so good. It's the different clips. Matt Berry is fantastic. It was my first introduction to most of his cast, to be fair, and it's awesome. Yeah. It's so good. And again, 4 seasons. It's not that long. It's not. It's all.
Really, I thought it's one of those shows where you think it's longer than it is.
Yeah, it's one of them things. It's kind of like Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean, yeah. How many episodes of Mr. Bean are there?
There's like 8 or 12, and that's it.
Yeah, there's like 8. Yeah, there's not many at all. It's like below 10.
Like none, and everyone goes, "Oh, there's loads of them," and like, no, there isn't.
No, there's not much Mr. Bean at all. Exactly. But IT Crowd looks very solid. I've got to commend that. Solid pick. But my number 1 pick needs no introduction. I've talked about it all episode. I made this episode to talk about it. It is Lost. It is Lost. It is 6 seasons, 2004. Damon Lindelof, Carlton Cuse, the infamous story of the Oceanic Flight 815 and the survivors on the mysterious island. Matthew Fox, Evangeline Lilly. It made names out of these people. Terry O'Quinn, Naveen Andrews, Daniel Day Kim, who I'm a big fan of. People who started their career off this show, and the 16. Sure, it had its ups and downs. Of course, it did. It's convoluted, it's complicated, it's got time travel and space and time and electromagnetism and cults and strange religions and gods and everything. It really delves deep into the whole island concept and even the flashbacks and the flash forwards and the flashing sideways, everything, going to different timelines and different dimensions and strange companies controlling the island and mysterious freighters and everything like that. It's taken the thing the whole nother level, and it created the American serial concept, the week to week, what things going to happen this week, we're going to have a cliffhanger, oh, what's going to happen next week, kind of thing, the revelation, oh, revelation in the middle of the show, that's what's going to happen, and it keeps you going. It's addictive television, that's what it's created for. It was created to keep you hanging, week after week after week, wondering, nail biting, what's going to happen to your favourite characters on the show. So, upping the stakes, changing the stakes, remaking the stakes. That's what Lost did so well. And that's why I love it, and that's why it's my number one.
I mean, everyone knows. I've not seen Lost, but everyone knows Lost.
Everyone. And it was big. It was big at the time. Again, I'm watching it. I've not seen all of it, but I know the fate of most.
Yes. The other thing is as well, with shows from like the 2000s, it's not like now where like you get all these shows that are massive and everyone knows them. Back then, it was, if a show's big, it was like only one or two shows that were that big.
Yeah, exactly. You're very right. Lost came out in 2004.
Yeah.
And it was very big. It took America and most of the Western world by storm, by saying that it created this concept of the sort of mystery week to week television that you sort of tune in. Oh, did you see Lost last night? Oh, was that amazing episode? That bit where they discovered that there wasn't actually on an island, they're actually in a spaceship, or that kind of thing, Or do you see that episode of Lost last night where they discovered that it was actually the secret corporation that was building the secret bunkers underneath the island? It's that kind of thing. It's event television, let's call it.
Yeah.
It's event television. It's prestige television, which is probably all of my picks are. All of my picks are revolve around that concept.
True.
But that's what it's meant to be. And moving on to, that's my number one.
Yep.
Moving on to my weekly rec. It's Lost season 2.
Okay.
It's season 2 of Lost. It's where they refined it. It's where they built on it. I'm going to give it a 9.5 reels, purely because if I give it a 10, we'd have to review it.
Yes.
And we're going to review something next week that is that's been given a 10 by Corey. So, but what we have for Lost season 2 is it's the changing up of character dynamics, bringing in new characters that are now fan favourites, bringing in new and exciting concepts, stuff like where the island came from, stuff like what happened to the plane, stuff like the new group of survivors who've been there for much longer than the airline passengers have. It really changes up the landscape, and I think that's amazing. It really is. It's a hell of a show, and if you haven't watched it, at least some of it, what are you doing with your time? If you haven't seen at least the first season, what are you doing? I wouldn't blame you if you tuned off at season two, but if you haven't seen that first season, it's almost like a scripted Survivor,
I've been watching IT Crap, Murray. That's why I've not seen the first season.
Okay. Wait, do you hear that?
Hear what?
Do you hear that?
What?
It's your shift, isn't it?
No, I thought it was your shift today.
Oh God. So let me get started here. 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. Execute. Phew. Oh, okay. I thought that was a bit scary there for a second, Corey. Whew.
I mean.
Oh dear. Wait. Oh, do you hear that? Yeah, it's something's got wrong with the machine. We're going to have to pull the plug. I'll see you another life, brother.